we can make a differentiate between the procedure and object-oriented programming. Keywords, identifier, constant, variable, and data types. In derived data types, there are arrays, array types, strings, string manipulation functions, pointer, pointer arithmetic. So, in control statement, we are having selection statements, iteration statement, loop control statement. Hello everyone, welcome to the first session of problem solving using C++. I am Sanjana, faculty of Department BCA, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Problem solving using C++. Well, this is the prescribed textbook from the University of MYSURU under the SEP, that is the State Education Policy for this first term BCA. So, problem solving using C++. We know there is a problem and there is a solution. So, for the problem, we are finding the solution using the language called C++. So, now we will learn what are all the learning outcomes, what is the syllabus, and what are all the exam pattern, lab pattern, and the books we want to refer. The agenda of this sessions are, so this is the agenda of our first session. Learning outcomes, the units, that means the syllabus, and the next internal patterns and practical lab pattern and the test book what we gonna refer. So what is the learning outcome? We will able to understand the concept and the benefits of object-oriented programming and how it differ from the procedure-oriented programming. So, the main thing about this is we can make a differentiate between the procedure and object-oriented programming. That is how C differs from C++. So, in the next, we will able to apply the C++ syntax structure that are including the input-output statement, keywords, identifiers, constant, variables, data types, operators, expressions, file handling, and to create the basic programming and solve problems. So, we will learn how to have this all things in the program. How can we use these things to create a basic program? After that, we will able to describe the control structure, functions, and different parameters, passing methods, and write program to solve problems. The next, we will demonstrate the concept of class and objects. So, how we will use the class and what is the object. These are very beautiful concepts that we gonna learn in these chapters. So, that we gonna learn in the problem solving using C++. So, now coming to the next, what is the syllabus that the University of Mysuru has given to us? What we gonna learn? How we will implement this into our programming learning? So, we were having as a unit 1 introduction to programming. So, here we will have program development life cycle. So, the first thing from the requirement to the maintenance, we are able to learn what it is. After that, we are having the introduction about the procedure-oriented programming. So, we will be having introduction to procedure-oriented programming. After that, introduction to object-oriented programming and basic concept of OOPS. So, this is the beautiful concept that we gonna learn in the first unit. What is OOPS? What are all the basic concepts? We will be having the basic explanation of the OOPS concept. That is the inheritance, polymorphism, what are all the class, objects, we're gonna see in the basic concept. We will learn what is the benefit, what is the application of OOPS in the unit 1. After that, we are having introduction to C++. We will learn the history about the C++. The overview of C++, we will learn how C++ started, what is the history, who invented it. So we will able to learn that in overview of C++. The next we are having the structure of C++ program. So everything, whatever we see in the world is having a structure, right? Even a building is having a structure. In the same way, the program, what we do in C++ will have a basic structure. After that, the input-output statement, keywords, identifier, constant, variable, and data types. So we will able to learn what is keywords, what are all the identifiers, what is the constant. Constant means that which does not change. So variable, what is variable? We will able to learn those things in programming, how we use in unit 1. After that, we are having operators, types of operators, expression, precedence of the operators. So we will learn what is operators, what are all the different types of operators. Here we will see the arithmetic, relational, logical. There are different types of operators that we're gonna see in types of operators. After that, expression. So we will learn what is expression, how we use the operators in the expression, we will learn that. After that, the precedence of operators. So how we will use the precedence of operators in the expressions, how we will manage which is the highest precedent, which is the lowest precedent, we will learn in the precedence of the operator. After that, the type conversion and storage classes. So this is the unit 1, what we're gonna see. Unit 2. In unit 2, the first thing we're gonna learn is the control statement. So in control statement, we are having selection statements, iteration statement, loop control statement. So these are the different types of statement that we're gonna learn. How we're gonna use, how we can control the program using these statements. So control statement is also the conditional. So control statement is also the conditional statement that we're gonna learn. After that, we are having modular programming. So how the program gets divided into modules, how we gonna use that, we will learn in modular programming. Here we will have the concept like function and its type. And what is function and its type? After that, we are having recursion, how recursion works in the programming, how we gonna use that to solve the problem. After that, we are having function with default arguments, inline function, function overloading, call by value and call by reference. What is the main difference between these two? We're gonna learn that. And finally, we are having the math library function. So we're gonna learn the math library function. What are all the different inbuilt functions that are available in the C++ library? So unit 3. In unit 3, we are having derived data types. In that, we are having arrays, array types, string, string manipulation, function, pointers and pointer arithmetic. So what is array? What are all the different types of array? We're gonna learn in derived data types in unit 3. After that, we are having string, string manipulation function. There are different string manipulation function, string concatenation, string compare. So we will have different function particularly for the string to have a manipulation of the data. After that, we are having pointers. So what is pointer? How we gonna use the pointers? How it stores the variable in the memory address. So we're gonna learn about pointers. After that, we are having pointer arithmetic. How we gonna use pointer arithmetic. Last, we are having managing console I/O operations. I/O means input, output, operations. So we are having C++ string, C++ stream classes, unformatted I/O operations and formatted console I/O operation. What is the difference between unformatted and formatted console I/O operation and managing the output with manipulators? We are going to see the main operation that we do in the input and output. In the next, we are having user-defined data type. The first thing we're going to learn is class definition. In the beginning, I said about the OOPS. In OOPS, we're going to learn about classes, object, inheritance, polymorphism. The same, here we will learn the class definition, how we're going to use a class in a program. After that, we are learn how to use the instance variables. We're going to learn how to use instance variables in programming. Next, member method. What is a member method? What is accessing members? How do we do accessing members? Access specifier. Mainly we are having the access specifiers like public, private, protected. So we are having different access specifier. We will learn that. Next, this pointer. Concept called this pointer. Next, friend function. In a function, we are having a friend function. How it works. When we do use this. What is the need of friend function? We will learn that. Next, constructor. Types of constructor and destructor. What is constructor? What are all the different types of constructor? When we are using the constructor, that we're gonna learn in Unit 3. So, in Unit 4, we are having polymorphism. So, poly means many and morphism means forms. So, polymorphism. So, in polymorphism, we are having operator overloading, rules for operator overloading, overloading unary, overloading binary operators. So, these are the things that we're gonna learn in Unit 4. Next, inheritance. What is inheritance? What are all the different types of inheritance? What is the virtual function? Abstract functions. What is the abstract class? We're gonna learn. File handling. So, introduction to file and file handling. File opening modes. Classes for file stream operations. File IO operations. That is the opening, reading, writing, append and closing. So, what are all the basic file operations that we do to a file? Basic file operations that we do. That is opening, reading, writing, append and closing. We learn these things in file handling. This is about the syllabus that is given by the University of Mysuru. Now, how the internals will take place? So, how will the internals given to the students? So, in internals, we are having 20 marks and 20 marks is divided into Unit 1, Unit 2 and Unit 3 and Unit 4 as a internal 2 and this is as a internal 1. So, basically, we will divide the 20 marks and the syllabus in unit wise. This is the pattern about the internals as per the SAP syllabus. This is the practical lab. So, C++ programming is the practical lab for the first year BCA student and the paper is for 40 marks. In this 40 marks, we are having writing for 30, execution 5 and Viva 5. So, this is splitted into 35 and 5, 30 for writing, 5 for execution and 5 for Viva. This is about the practical lab. So, the books for reference. So, there are different books for the reference. So, we are having the Object-Oriented Programming with C++ by M.T. Somshekhar and others, Object-Oriented Programming with C++ by E. Balaguru, Swami and others. The next, we are having the C++ programming language by Strostrop and others. The last, How to Solve It by Programming, R.G. Drome. So, these are the books that we're gonna have as a reference to learn about the C++ programming in deep or in briefly. Thank you.